Welcome to our business proposal for Sanofi in the Chinese market. Today we'll be analysing the market position, assessing strategic options, and creating an action plan. Now, the Chinese pharmaceutical market is very attractive. It is second only to the US's pharmaceutical market. Sanofi currently benefits from a long-standing position within the Chinese market. It is expected that the Chinese pharmaceutical market will grow from 3 to 6% in the coming years. To facilitate this growth, the Chinese government has set forth a health initiative, Healthy China 2030. In this initiative, rare diseases has been made a health priority. This provides a great opportunity for Sanofi Genzyme within the Chinese market. Analysis of that market shows that biopower is currently weak. This is due to the fact that accessing drugs to treat rare diseases is currently poor. Conversely, supply power can be considered to be moderate to strong. This is due to the fact that sourcing new material for active pharmaceutical ingredients can be quite costly. Any threat of new entrants can be considered as low because the capital required to set up within the market is very high. Conversely, threat of substitute can be considered as high. This is due to the fact that traditional Chinese medicine is still very popular in China. Now, there is competitive rivalry in the market, and some of Sanofi's competitors can be considered to have a higher market share than Sanofi.
Having analysed the opportunities and threats within the Chinese market, as well as Sanofi's resources and capabilities, we identified a few strategic options with varying degrees of risk and cost. Given that Sanofi has a well-established CSR strategy within China, its next step is to expand its current rare disease drug portfolio. Whilst investing further in research and development is relatively low risk, it is time-intensive and costly, and given the cumbersome Chinese approval system, it would be more than 10 years before Sanofi saw a return on investment on this strategy. This is why we would propose an acquisition. Whilst an acquisition is relatively high risk, Sanofi has the resources and capabilities to acquire a company with an existing rare disease portfolio. We've identified BioMarin as the target company for this for many reasons. One of which is, from a cultural perspective, both companies' values align. Secondly, BioMarin and Sanofi Genzyme have a joint venture for their drug Algerizyme, which is one of the urgently needed drugs within China. And finally, BioMarin have Vimizim, which is the first and only approved MPS treatment within China. The acquisition of BioMarin will help Sanofi to consolidate competition, increase its market power, and ultimately provide long-term competitive advantage.
Now that we have talked about where we are, where we want to be, and we're ready to explore how we're going to get it. Acquisition is a lengthy and complex process. A little bit of planning goes a long way. In the first year, our goal is to close the deal as soon as possible. We'll offer an initial price of $15 billion. After that, first round of negotiation will be initiated. During this time, due diligence on BioMarin's financial status will also be conducted. Any concerns emerge from due diligence will be addressed in further rounds of negotiations until a final contract is signed. Moving on to the second year, we'll focus on post-acquisition integrations to achieve the maximum amount of synergy between the two companies. Based on our analysis, it is best that after acquisition, BioMarin retains certain levels of autonomy in conducting R&D and manufacturing activities, while all the commercial activities should be centralized in Genzyme. The rationale behind is to improve overall efficiencies and reduce cost. Third year, Sanofi will focus on pushing regulatory approvals and bringing 2 to 3 new drugs into China market. And our goal is to synchronize the Chinese market with international ones, so that we make 100% of our rare disease drugs available in China. In the year 4 and year 5, Sanofi will continue monitoring post-integration performances and make necessary strategic adjustments. Sanofi will maintain its investment in R&D activities, but work closely with Chinese government to negotiate better prices, bulk hospital purchases, and government reimbursement. Our goal is to improve patient access to the high cost orphan drugs. With that, our presentation comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. We believe by acquiring BioMarin, Sanofi will maintain its leadership status in Chinese rare disease market in the next 5 years.